So it's the final episode of the season. We can still get European football, but it's not on our hands, and we're going to have to rely on a lot of things for it to happen. So we could be lucky, we could not be. We'll have to wait and see. Let's get on with it. Hello and welcome back to The Real Deal. Today we've got the final two league games of the season. Real Madrid at home and Valencia away are going to determine if we get European football or not. Since you last here, things started off pretty well and then sort of fell into a little bit of a demise. A 2-0 win over Athletic Bilbao was fantastic. Can't tell what your name is, and Borja Fernandez getting both of those goals there. And importantly, we beat Eibar, who are ahead of us in the table as well, 2-0. George, and again, can't tell what your name is, scoring the goal. Things were looking pretty good at that stage. We were keeping up with the other teams around us, looking for that hunt for 7th place, until we played Alaves, who are now relegated. I think they might have been relegated when we played them as well. But we had to come back very, very late in the game to rescue a 2-2 draw. David Cameron and Nicolas Dorsch scoring both those goals. Marina getting both the ones for Alaves. Things did get worse, though, when we played against Vigo. They just played very well, basically. We were absolutely nowhere near it. Did not play very well at all. So Vigo deserved winners there. We were looking to score 2 goals, really. We just did not turn up. But it's not our fault. Well, it is our fault. But it's a bit difficult now because we have 2 injuries to 2 important players. Raul de Thomas and where is he? Anthony Lozano, both injured. Raul de Thomas injured for the rest of the season probably. Lozano probably back for the next game but not the Real Madrid game. So we're without strikers basically. Jeremy also injured as well, our 3rd striker. So without all 3 strikers, which is ridiculous. If you saw it, you might have seen it on Twitter actually. I put it on Twitter. Jeremy was injured, came back from injury, and then 3 minutes later got injured again, which is ridiculous. You can see that on Twitter. I'll probably leave a little link in the description to that tweet because it's amazing. So yeah, without all 3 strikers is not good. It's a bit of an issue. In terms of the table then, things are looking okay. It's still within our reach to get 7th. Real Madrid won the Copa del Rey, so 7th place now get the Europa League spot, which Espanyol currently occupy. They're 3 points ahead of us. They had been doing fantastically until they lost to Bilbao last time out. They've got Alaves, who are already relegated, but they did well against us, and Vigo, who have just about saved themselves from relegation by beating us. So they've got 2 should be easy games that we did struggle against them, so hopefully Espanyol with. Villarreal are 2 points ahead of us. We just need them to slip up once and for us to win both our games, for example, but Real Madrid are going to be tough. I don't really know if we've got it in us to beat that. And then, of course, Valencia are one of the teams we're competing with. They're level on points with us. So, again, a tough game. We're relying on a lot. Stranger things have happened, like us actually being in this situation in the first place. That's probably stranger. But I've got to say, luck has to be on our side. This, then, is the formation we're going to play against Madrid, which is a bit interesting. We're going for that 5 at the back system, but on the grounds that all 3 of our strikers are injured. We're playing 2 inside forwards in Cordoba and can't tell what your name is on attack to sort of hope they cut inside, become strikers themselves almost, just a little bit further back. It probably won't work, but we have got Lozano on the bench, who is a little bit injured still. He may come on in a little bit, but I don't want to risk him too much, especially with Valencia coming up. So Berke Özet starts in goal with a back line of Pinto, Katic and George. Kutungo and David Cameron as wing-backs, as Varela is also injured, so he can't play. Johannessen's also just come back from a little injury as well, so he can come on if he wants to, but David Cameron is sort of cemented as our first choice right-back now. Dorsch is not meant to be our attacking playmaker. We're meant to put Sansa on, who again has just come back from an injury himself. We had a lot of injuries in the in-between bits. He's just come back. He can play there. Ruiz is that ball midfielder, and Borja Fernandez is going to be acting more as a box-to-box midfielder today, as we do have the wingers on there. Don't need a Mazzala. And then, as I said, Cordoba and Cancel, what your name is, as inside forwards, and sort of hope they act as strikers. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Well, let's find out, shall we? Right, kickoff is upon us here. We need a miracle today to win this game. We need a miracle, and it might happen. It might happen. Last time we played Real Madrid, we only had 1 shot, and actually within 3 minutes we've equalled that. So we're already doing as well as we did last game against Real Madrid. We lost 1-0 to them. They had about 30 shots or so, but only managed to score the 1 of them. And here they go, probably with their first shot, first goal, cleared the corner, but Isco on the edge of the area puts it in. Sergio Ramos, excuse me there, puts it over the bar. We do have a really, really good lineup, especially with Dybala up front now. They signed Dybala. So they have got a pretty decent lineup. Alexis Sanchez playing central midfield today, which is a little bit weird. Oh, incredibly, they got him on a free from Arsenal. That is absolutely incredible. Of course, in this version of the database, he didn't actually go to Man United in January because he's the start of the season database. Obviously, saw his contract out and signed for Madrid on a free. That is probably one of the best free transfers you'll ever get. We are looking to come forward, though, now as we lose possession, so we're not looking to come forward anymore, are we? Vallejo on the ball now for Real Madrid. I think we are the only game that's taking place, or the first game that's taking place across this weekend, so we can't really judge too much after what happens in today's game. If we win it, then it's fantastic. If we don't, then we can probably kiss goodbye to European football. Real Madrid still coming forward, though, in this highlight. Sanchez back on the ball, back to Asensio, out to Isco. It's just absolute quality, this Real Madrid side. Alexis in, Dybala does turn it in to the back of the net. Apparently we need to mark him more closely. Well, yeah, well done, Sherlock. That's good news. We're playing twice as well as we did in the last game, though. We've had 2 shots now, so double the amount of shots in the last game against Real Madrid, which is good. Yeah, quick look at the table here. We're the only game taking place right now. Everyone else is still yet to play. So if we lose this game and Espanyol win their game or Villarreal win their game, then that's it for our European hopes. I mean, getting to this stage in the first place, if we end up finishing, well, we are going to finish top half of the table, actually, because Bilbao can't catch us up in the remaining games left this season. So we're going to finish top half, which is absolutely incredible considering we thought we were going to be relegation fodder, basically. So we have played really well. David Cameron, he bottles things, doesn't he? He bottles things in big situations. He could have said back in 2014, like, we're not going to have a referendum. He said, let's have a referendum. He then lost the referendum and resigned as manager. It's a very similar story here, actually. We didn't think we were going to get European football. All of a sudden, it looks like we are going to get European football. And he's not so keen on it. So he's bottling it. And he's got himself sent off. Great. Well, I'm going to bring Sunset back to this position. Can Cantel play there? Of course he can't play there. Johannessen's going to have to come on the pitch then. Sunset is going to make an early exit. Not going to plan this game. Alright, I'm going to go aggressive. Show me something else in the second half. George looks to have lost confidence, apparently. I don't know why. But everyone else kind of seems happy with that, actually. So fingers crossed, something magical happens in the second half. Hopefully something happens and it's going to be crazy. I don't know what's going to... If we just scrape a draw, if we get a draw, I'll be delighted with that. If we get a draw and Espanyol and Villarreal lose or draw, then we're still in with a chance. There's still a chance for that to happen. Of course, getting a draw against Real Madrid is going to be near on impossible. As Toni Kroos now on the ball, out to Nacho, out to Marco Asensio, who puts it just wide of the post. It's also kind of clear to me that the wingers just aren't working today. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring Lozano on as a striker. Complete forward on attack. And we're going to bring Diarra on as an attacking midfielder. Just so we can go a bit more centrally, maybe. Perhaps this might help us out a little bit. Give us a few more options up front just to get a few passes through. It might work, I don't know. But we have to try something. I've got to say, though, from a defensive standpoint, going down to 10 men, still only 1-0 down to Real Madrid is pretty decent. So defensively, I think we have been kind of solid. Let's encourage the boys then in these last 10 minutes. I just want one goal. That's all I want. I believe we can do it. I believe in us. I believe in the boys. I really think we can grab this one goal. Free kick for Real Madrid. Played out towards Ronaldo on that left-hand side. The ball forward, not very good though. So, can we get a counter-attack? Lozano is in behind the defence. Past his men. Has the shot. Keylor Navas makes... I think that's the first highlight we've seen for Oviedo in this game, maybe. The ball is played out short and it's coming forward once again. Gareth Bale come on the pitch now. He puts it forward to Dybala. Dybala to finish it off. Burke with a huge save. He has been integral this season. I think we'd be a lot worse off if Juan Carlos was in goal. Well, the clock ticks down and there's a highlight with a minute to go. This could be a goal, could be a chance. It looks like it's coming towards Real Madrid though. Katic clears it only as far as Ronaldo though. Alexis Sanchez on the ball hits the post. That probably is what the highlight was for, hitting the post. So I don't think we're going to be grabbing an equaliser. Saying that though, Diarra just won the ball from the throw-in. Lozano, Oviedo 0, Madrid 1. Defensively, I've got to say with 10 men, that was a decent performance. We just couldn't get that goal that we desperately needed. You gave it your best shot out there, lads. Unlucky. Well, let's leave the match. And we now have to evaluate what else is happening over the next few days. A few more games. Well, obviously, everyone else has got to play still. So, we'll have to evaluate that. David Cameron is going to have to be issued a warning for being sent off. He accepts that. Please, 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 gods of Football Manager, do not let anyone else win. Right, Malaga, please beat Villarreal. Who else are we looking at today? Valencia, please lose to Levante. Levante, please win. I don't think the other two play until tomorrow. I don't like this. Okay, so Malaga beat Villarreal, which is good. Valencia have beaten Levante 3-0 though. What does that mean for the table? I think they were level on points with us. They were, which is good. So as long as Espanyol and Villarreal don't win, well, Espanyol have to lose, basically. Villarreal can't win. As long as that happens, we still have a chance. I think it's on head-to-head record, though. Let's check the rules quickly. Head-to-head record, results between teams first. So it's not necessarily goal difference. How did we do against Espanyol? Because actually, I could be telling you a lie here. So we drew 5-5 earlier on in the season. How did we do the second time around? We lost 4-0. So actually, after all of that, I don't think we can actually go 7th. On the grounds that Espanyol have got a better head-to-head record with us. Right, this is the big one then, to be fair. Espanyol. Will they win? If they win, it's over anyway, but I don't think we can actually go 7th now because of this head-to-head record thing. They won their game anyway 4-1, so it wouldn't have happened even if head-to-head record wasn't a thing. Unfortunately then, we haven't qualified for the Europa League next season, but we gave it our best shot. It came down to the last bloody game of the season, so I'm pretty happy with that, especially when you consider that we were meant to be relegated this season. I don't know how we've done so well. Let's get to this Valencia game. We'll have one last game this season to celebrate a top half finish, which is absolutely incredible in itself, to be fair. If you're interested as well, Lincoln City got to the playoffs in League 2 in this season, in this thing, and bottled it, as they do in every single playoffs ever. 6 times we've been in the playoffs in real life in League 2 playoffs. How many times do you reckon we've won the playoffs? That's right. 0. That's just in my lifetime as well. I don't know if we've been there before, actually, in the past. Maybe we haven't, I don't know. But in my lifetime, at least, 6 times, no wins. Or no promotion, I should say. We've got to the final a few times, but we haven't actually won promotion. Right then, for the final time this season, this is the lineup for the game against Valencia. Burke in goal, Katungo, Pinto, George and Johannesson as the backline. Middle 3, Sunset, Borja Fernandez and Dorsch. Cordoba and Cantel, what your name is, on the wings. And Lozano starts up front after coming back from that little injury that he had. Should be fit for today's game. It's last game of the season anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Let's get on with it. Right then, last game of the season, kickoff is upon us. Let's talk about things then. How things have gone this season. As I've said probably enough times this episode already, we came into this season thinking that we were in a relegation battle. We was going to be come down to the wire, and it hasn't. We have done incredibly well. 57 points as things stand right now is fantastic stuff. It says their top half finish, which is wonderful. I was not expecting that for at least another season, 2 seasons. I did not think that was going to happen. 2 seasons at least. In the end, we've just missed out on European footballers. Borja Fernandez has a chance to score for us, but doesn't quite do it. I'm not quite sure why we've done so well this season, because we don't have a incredible lineup, I've got to say. Like no one in this team is a superstar. I assume it's just because we're all working together really well. I think the formations that we've used, particularly the 5 at the back one against these stronger sides, has worked very effectively. As a decent save there from Burke. Burke Erza, I've got to say, best player in the squad in terms of current ability and things like that. Or his little star thing at least, that indicates current ability. So his star thing, he is the best player in the squad. He has made some incredible saves this season. He's really, I think, kept us up there. Without him, we'd be a lot worse off, I think. Sunset on the ball for us, puts a decent ball forward there. Lozano doesn't get there. He does get there. He's hit the post. He scored the rebound. He hit the post first of all, but scored the rebound. There we go, Lozano. One of the reasons we've done so well this season is the way that Lozano and Raul Thomas have both played. They must have nearly 40 goals between them this season, which is very good considering last season they had, I think it was close to 50, 55 goals between them in the season in the division below. So to step that up, both of them this season in a high division. In fact, Raul Thomas has played better this season than last season. I think it's absolutely incredible. So they are a credit to the club, and that's a reason why we've done so well. I think as well, a reason we've done so well is because we have a very young squad. Raul Thomas is the oldest player in the squad. He's 26 years old. I think it's because it's so young, everyone's playing with no pressure on them, and everyone's just like, yeah, we're fine. and the confidence can build pretty quickly. They're all gelled pretty nicely, so I think it's gone pretty well. That being said, though, I do want to bring in a few players next season. I do think we need stronger fullbacks. Johannesson and Katungo / Varela on that left-hand side. They're decent players. They've obviously played very well this season, but to go to the next level, we really need some actual decent wing-backs who are like at least 3.5, 4-star current ability. David Cameron's 3.5-star current ability, but he's only capped at 4-star potential, so 2 seasons' time he may not be good enough. Left-hand side of the pitch, the best player we've got is 3-star current ability as a left-back, so we need some better full-backs, especially wing-backs, to really take advantage of that fire-at-the-back system. Although our defence has been pretty solid, I've never been massively keen on George or Pinto or Katic for that, even, to be fair. I don't know why, I've just not particularly gelled with them. I've not really, I don't know, they're decent players. I have to look at them a bit more in depth. But they're sort of 3-star / 3.5-star. No one's really got any more potential other than 4-star as well. So I kind of think maybe 1 or 2 centre-backs would be decent. Midfield, I'm happy with the central midfield. We've got some decent players in Ruiz, Borja Fernandez, Sanset and Febas. They're all decent. The CDM position, Dorsch, has sort of capped out now at 3.5-star current ability. So I'd like to bring someone else in who's got more potential. Jordan Williams, again, he's not going to cut the mustard next year. We may have to look to sell him. He's barely played this season anyway, so he probably won't get games next season, especially if we bring someone else better in. Transfers now, though. Can't tell what your name is. Puts the ball into Borja Fernandez. Into Lozano again. Another goal for us. The 2 times I was started to commentate on the actual game, we scored 2 goals. That's pretty good going from me. Wingers have been decent this season, but I know we can do better. So basically anyone who can bolster the squad, who's at least like 4-star current ability, that kind of thing, has potential. I'm going to look to bring in for next season. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I want to bring in 1 or 2 of our youth intake players. I think some of them are slightly there now. I know Diaz is now 2-star current ability, and although that's not good enough for a starting place, of course, he can come off the bench with 20 minutes to go, get him that first team experience, which I think he will need to grow. So I'm looking forward to sort of bringing him through. Maybe a winger as well, because we've got a few wingers in the B team. I think one of the ultimate goals is to have a full starting 11 of our own youth players that have come through. That's kind of one of my goals, I think, from this. So the quicker we start to bring some of these players through now in the 4th season it is now, the better we'll have our chance of doing that. I am worried though that we won't be able to repeat this next season. I know this year we've been very lucky. We've played well, but we have been lucky as well in a lot of games. And I don't know if we'll be able to repeat it next season. Of course, it'd be wonderful if we could, but I do think it'd be tricky to repeat it again, because I wasn't ready for us to finish top half. And the way that we have done, I'm not sure if our reputation is going to catch up with that yet. I'm not sure we're going to quite attract the quality of players that we will need to break into that sort of top 7. We're 8th right now as things stand. We've just missed out by 3 points, apparently, according to the table, on European football. I don't know if we're going to be able to attract the quality of players that are going to get us into European football next year. And I don't know if the players we've got right now will be able to do it again, because there's a few inconsistencies in the side. Can't tell what your name is very inconsistent. Lozano also quite inconsistent. There's a few of them out there that are inconsistent, like our defence switching off there. Overall, though, I am absolutely over the moon with the season. It's better than I expected. I was almost looking forward to being in a relegation battle. I thought that'd be good fun, but this is even better. So I mean, I'm over the moon. Last ditch attempt for Valencia, although Burke collects the cross there. Fantastic stuff. What a keeper he is. And there we go. We have won the final game of the season 2-1, which puts us 8th in the table, which is absolutely incredible. People written us off today, proven wrong. Well done. Everyone's happy with that. What a season it has been. Williams wants to leave the club because he won't get first team football. To be fair, mate, I am going to let you go, actually. So, afraid he can't give you the football you need. I'll look for a new club for you. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. So say goodbye to Jordan Williams. This is the last time you're going to see him. See you later, Geordie. Oh, no way. Raul Thomas came runner-up in Golden Boots. That is ridiculous. Gerard Moreno scored the most for Espanyol. Let's get him. He's 28 years old. He's too old for us, I'm afraid. Despite Raul Thomas being the top goal scorer and top assister, Anthony Lozano wins Fans Player of the Season. How did he do this year? 18 goals, 8 assists. To be fair, he got 1 more goal. Why was he not on that top goal scorer list then? I don't understand why he was not there. What's going on with this? Spanish, because it's very, very weird. I don't understand what has quite gone on here. They didn't come in the top. I don't know why they're on that list, to be fair, because Griezmann, 23, Vieto, I don't understand why they're there. That's very, very confusing. I don't really understand that, but we'll take a second place for the Thomas, to be fair. I'll take that. End of season awards, and Lozano top player with Ryan Thomas and Febas second and third. Ante Lozano apparently starting of the season because he came on a free, obviously, from Barcelona, and Febas young player of the season. Lozano got the most goals, De Thomas highest average rating and most assists. Dorsch with the best pass completion, around Thomas with most man of the matches. Varela, obviously, most yellow cards. It's always the left back that gets the most yellow cards, and a couple of players getting red cards as well. End of season team meeting then. This is going to be the tough one. The minimum it's offering me is we're in a good position to avoid relegation, or do we go mid-table? I think I've got to go mid-table after this season. Everyone's happy with mid-table. Okay, so next season, the goal, mid-table. At a minimum, of course, at a minimum. Well, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this season of The Real Deal. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next season for some more Real Deal